Hello, this is Carolyn with Carolyn's Paper Therapy, and I just wanted to come back and show you the next step in creating these envelopes. I've made a couple of decisions on what I want to do, but first I wanted to show you the envelopes and what I did. I'll just show you the large ones because I did them all the same. On the ones that I had cut out the white section for a picture to go in, and I had inserted this cut out from the Rhapsody and Blue kit. The envelopes and the folders that go inside are from that kit, letters and envelopes file. This is from the ephemera file, fussy cuts. And so when I glued this in, it left, it had a white background, and it had it was smaller, not the same size as what was inside. So what I did was I cut out a book page, an old book page, and I did that because I've decided to put some of these on and within an old book. So the ones that have the cutout on the front, I actually put down the book page and used my metal ruler and just ripped the book page up, and then I had to cut it down just a tiny bit to fit inside, and I glued it in with a glue stick before I put the envelope together. After I got that glued down, then I glued the sides and put the envelope together, and I selected the card to go inside. So, and the ones that don't have that on the front, I had already printed on the back side, so I didn't need an insert. And I just selected the card to go inside and went ahead and put the envelopes together. So I have put everything together, all sizes. There's 3 sizes, the large, let's see, let me show you. Large, medium, and small. Here we go. Large, medium, and small. Now, what I've decided to do with some of them is I have these old books, and I probably got this book at least 30 years ago. Let's see, probably longer than that ago. And I painted, my acrylic painting was my thing back then. I did a lot of folk art and all wood, on wood mostly. But I painted on the covers of old books. And I used a crackle medium. I had black in the background and then the tan on top, and it crackled. And then I would paint a picture on there and it would kind of crackle too. They were beautiful. And I sold them at craft shows and in my shop. Well, of course, I got more books than I would ever paint, so I still have some. And this one is James Whitcomb Riley. And I thought it would be nice to use these, my stacked envelopes on the cover of this, and then use some of the other envelopes throughout, and maybe even elements from the kit, which that's really what I plan to do. Just for your information, James Whitcomb Riley was an American writer, poet, and best-selling author. During his lifetime, he was known as the Hoosier poet and children's poet for his dialect works and his children's poetry. His poems tend to be humorous or sentimental. And this book is so cool. Look at the edges of it. And the pages are all yellowed. And these were from these books. I went to, I was a frequent shopper at an antique shop, and they got all these books in, boxes and boxes of books from this guy's library. Frank Proctor, whoever he was, had tons of books. And so that's when I overloaded myself with books. They were $2, $2.50 a piece, and so I just bought as many as I liked. This book here is filled with his poems, and some other writings that are, I think there's some in here that are like a little essay. And what I want to do is include my little envelopes here and there, and maybe pockets on some of the blank pages. And then this can sit out on your coffee table or be given as a gift, and it will just be something of interest in your home, something that someone may want to pick up and look through, or read the poetry. So that's what I'm going to do. And I measured I don't want to cover the whole book. I want to leave the book like it is, but I did decide to cover the front and the back. And so I measured and cut out my piece of cardstock for the front and the back. And I rounded the corners, inked it. And then what I plan to do on the top is something like this. And this. And this. These envelopes will be glued, the flaps will be glued, and they will be able to flip them open and see what's inside the envelope. I also plan to put an insert in here, because what I'm going to do is somehow tie all this together, so it'll be tied together here on the front, and these will stay closed, and you can take out this or open up the tie and look at what's inside. There'll be lace and other things applied on here. So that's my plan, and I may use all these in here. I'm not sure. If I have some left, then I will do something on the video that shows that. But this is what I have planned as of now. These will be decorated. The cover will be decorated. There will be ribbons and bows and flowers and things. And I want it to tie somehow on the front so that it can stay closed. And when you open it up, it'll stay closed and not get flip all over the place. So that's my plan. And I'm going to continue this video. I just wanted to show you this before I put it all together, so you could see exactly what I had done. This is a great project, and I'm going to be pulling from the kit too, some of the tags and journal cards and maybe pockets. So we'll see how this develops, and you may want to get an old book and try this too. This is, let's see, this guy died in 1916, so this was probably written at the end of the 1800s, and so it's very interesting dialect. It's almost like mountain dialect, but it's very entertaining to read. So thank you for watching, and I'll be back in a little while. See you soon. The next thing I did was go ahead and glue the papers on the cover of the book. This particular book, I was able to use one sheet of the papers out of the kit and cut it in half, and it fit the front and the back. I just rounded the corners and inked it, and I used Fabri-Tac because the book cover was fabric and I wanted it to stick well. Okay, the next thing I did was to glue my envelopes together, and all I did was I glued the flap on this one to the back of here, and the flap on this one, let's see, I glued this flap to the flap on this one, and then I glued this one on the back side so that they were like this. And then I wanted to be able to have this large envelope open up also. So I cut out a piece of paper from the kit, a little larger than the largest envelope. And I rounded the corners and inked it, and then I glued down just the flap of the large envelope. So what we have is this little one opens up, there's something tucked inside. The medium size opens up with something tucked inside, and then the large one also opens up with a card inside. Now, let's see. The next thing I wanted to do was make sure I had a ribbon to close this. So what I'm going to do is wrap it around this paper here and go ahead and tie it in a bow like I want it. Locate it where I want it. Tie the bow. And if it looks like I want it to, then I'm going to take this whole thing here and glue it down onto the book. That affixes the whole cover to the whole topper to this cover, and then the ribbon will be glued down with it so it will stay in place. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. Well, I'm back, and I have completed the cover. So I thought this would be a good way to finish up this video. And then on the next one, I should be able to just flip through some pages and show you what I did inside. As you remember, I had the 3 envelopes that I wanted to fold over each other. And then I had put this backing on here so that this large one I could glue it down, but this large one could still open up. So what I did to assemble this was to first put down some lace on the cover. And then I put lace, well, I glued this, and then I glued this down. And then I just kind of centered it, and then I put lace across the bottom and here and underneath the cover, inside the cover, to stick out the side. When I glued this down, I had the ribbon on it like I told you I would. And so we can untie this ribbon. And then you can see the envelopes inside. And they open up like this. We'll start on the inside. You can see where I tucked some flowers. I have some lace up here in the corner, and I just tucked some flowers in under so they would stick out and then also decorate this page underneath so that it has something pretty on it when I open up the large envelope. I decided on, excuse me, I decided on the little chair, and I have used a ripped book page for the back of this, and I used some decorative edge scissors to cut out a piece of the blue background that I had left over when I cut out when I cut out the envelopes. And I'm taking my sayings from this little book I told you I saw in the home store. And it's called A Great Thought for a Day for moms, but there's a lot of just great thoughts in here for anybody. So I'm going to keep this book on my table and steal little sayings from it. And I have it marked right now, the ones that I've used so far in this book. So what I'm doing is handwriting them myself. I don't have the best handwriting, but I'm trying to do my very best. And this one says, don't forget to sit back and relax every once in a while. Now, if I can find a little book to put in that chair, I probably will put a book in that chair. It needs a book. Over here, I used some of that lace that I got in a swap. And I put the teacup here, and I put little dotted lines with my pen. I use a precise pen, extra fine. And I first wrote the word love, and then I let the little steam come off the cup. If you can see it, let's see if you can see it. I let the steam come up off the cup and make the word love. This has a card inside, and I decided to decorate the cards. Some of them I will write inside. This one I didn't. I may need to do that. This just opens up with a piece of blue, hand-dyed blue vintage fabric and hydrangea. And I noticed that my printing is upside down, but that's okay. So if I don't put anything in this, whoever looks at this, maybe this might be where there could be, if you had this sitting in your house, a record of the people that took a look through the book. That might be a good idea. And this is one of the ones, you know, that I put the book page backing in. So this just flips back over and has our little girl in the window that we did earlier. This is the medium size envelope, and I've just put a bow up there. And inside this one is a little pocket that I made out of some ephemera from the Rhapsody in Blue kit. And I cut a little piece of paper and wrote, "To love oneself is the beginning of a lifelong romance." Tuck that in there as a little message. And on the front of this, I've decorated it with a butterfly, and I had the wings up, but they were getting bent. So I just went ahead and glued the wings down with some pearls on its body and some lightweight lace on the edge. This is the small envelope, and I just put some pretty lace on the inside of it. And this comes out, and I wrote on it, "Patience. What you have when there are too many witnesses." A little humor. Okay, so these just fold together. This ties so that when you open the book, everything doesn't flop around and it looks pretty laying on your table. Now what I'm going to do, there will be tags in here with bows and stuff on the top, and I may have some lace or something coming out the bottom here. And as you remember, I did put the rest of this page on the back here. So we'll probably have the same lace on the back. So if you look inside, you can see that there's I want to leave this Frank Proctor because this was from his library, and I thought it was neat that all his books have that in there. And I may put a frame around that. I think I will. I'll use my die cut to make a frame around that. And then I can decorate this page and this one, the top and bottom of this one. See, there's several pages to decorate. And then once we get into the book itself, there's not a lot of room to put things, but I can put little pockets. I can put tags sticking out the top. I don't want to make it too thick so that it doesn't look pretty laying out on the table. But I've got plenty of ephemera to put through here that is nice and flat. And we'll add, and I'll probably put some little sayings through here. So this is the cover. I think it turned out pretty. Oh, I put a little bulb pin down here with a gold key, and the heart that says "Made with Love" that I put on my journals, and this little piece of lace that matches our lace. And I made sure that it was out of the way so this could all open up. I may do something on the spine. I just kind of liked it because it looks old, but I haven't decided yet what to do about that. But this is it so far. And I'm having fun with it, and I hope you're enjoying watching the videos and watching me create, because I don't know what's going to happen until it happens. I kind of sit here and play with it, and I don't want to do all that on camera for you to listen to me talk about making my decision. I just want to do it and then tell you what I did. I think that works out better, and the video isn't so long. So I hope you enjoy this day. Remember, every day is a gift. Even if you're going through a difficult time, you can find the joy in each day. There's got to be something that is joyful to you if you stop and look around, and then share it with others along the way. If you don't have joy, just smile at people. That makes people feel welcome and happy to be in your presence. So I'm gonna work on this some more. It shouldn't take me long because I have all the ephemera cut out and my envelopes and things, and I probably need to do some tags, but they won't be decorated very much. They'll just be in there with something at the top. So I'll be back before you know it. I'll see you soon.